Hey, how's it going, guys? Haven't uploaded to this YouTube channel in quite a bit. Just been busy with life and my daily job. I'm making this video to hope and inspire some people. If you're looking to start in music production, have no idea where to start, I'm gonna share with you guys how I started and just the future vision I have for this studio. I want to share with you guys, I just got a delivery for a bunch of studio gear I ordered to upgrade stuff I had for the past 4 years. I just want to let you guys know it's a process and it's not something that happens overnight. It's definitely something that you continue and try and be consistent on. I'm getting ready for this year 2022 and hopefully put out a couple more tracks than I got to this year. I'll leave a link to all the music platforms I have my music on. Unfortunately, I only got to release maybe 3 tracks, but you know, hey, I'm so proud I got something out. Compared to other years, I've gotten a couple, maybe 5 tracks out, and it's just trying to make the process easier and put out more content, more quality content, that is. You can also follow me on Instagram, where I probably post on there a little more, some quick content, just to give an update of like what I'm working on, different projects, and just overall cool highlights in my life. And so let's start on the video. Hey Siri, turn lights purple. So a quick recap on what I use on a daily basis. I got this MacBook, which is the first MacBook Pro that came out as a 16-inch. I connected it to a TV. What I use for music production is just this MK3 machine, which I've gotten to learn a little more. I took some online courses to try and get better at it. And biggest investment so far is this vocal booth, just so I can get more professional recordings. Before I had the booth, I got this chaotic eyeball. I mean, I understand the vocal booth is a big investment, and before that, just to cancel reflections off the wall, I think this helped out. I've got this my first and only mic since today is this blue USB mic that I have routed all the way to the MacBook. But I want to make this video just to really share a quick story of how I started, and though right now I'm happy with how the studio looks and gonna be even happier once I get all this gear set up, is I know you see a lot of posts of people in their home studios and all this top-notch gear, and it might be intimidating and think, you know, you'll never get there one day, but I just want to share a quick story about where I started. So I started as soon as I got out of high school. I've always had the idea of working on music. I've always had the idea of being an artist. I record my own vocals sometimes. But I was stuck into this dilemma of, you know, should I go traditional route? I was going to school for engineering. It just didn't feel right, you know. I feel like I was listening to people around me, what they expected me to do versus what I really wanted to do, which was music. So while I was actually going to school, what I would do is I downloaded one of like simple beat app. First time actually working on like a beat making app or any kind of program. That's how I got into it. So I would make these beats. I would try and work on a few rhymes. I had an hour commute to school, and that's really how I got my foot in the door. And although those beats, I've looked back a couple years ago on what I was making, and it was complete garbage, to be honest. You know, not even close to the level I was at. And to be honest, when I was in that point in my life, I would have never imagined that I'd be, you know, building this crazy home studio and now getting all this like top-notch gear. I'm gonna definitely put a picture that I have on Instagram where after working on the phone for a bit and just trying to take a step up, is I got this old 2011 2012 MacBook from my parents that they just had lying around, weren't really using anymore. It was a little slow, and I definitely had trouble running I ended up buying Logic as my first professional program to make beats and start producing. So I'm gonna definitely upload a picture, and in the picture I believe it's like this desk almost falling apart. we got this old MacBook that's barely runs the software, and an old school Bose speakers that luckily, you know, again, my parents let me borrow. And through that, I just spent a couple years working on beats, trying to really, you know, get that down to a, you know, a better level. Eventually, I got to the idea that, you know, I want to record my own vocals. I've always wanted to do something like an artist, and I'm still working on that. And, you know, I want to take you guys along on this journey. So what I would do originally, I had nowhere to record. I know I've heard online that people can relate where I was at, where, you know, sometimes it's not comfortable or you don't have the environment to record. And to be honest, you got to find whatever you can. You got to find the resources that you do have. So I honestly would spend nights on end every week just recording in my car, doing takes. Although the quality wasn't the best, it definitely got me to at least get started on the process of working on vocals and just giving me practice. Even though the recordings weren't as well, I didn't have a mic. I started recording just on my phone, some takes. Finally, when I got my first mic, I would actually bring the whole system, the old MacBook Pro, this USB mic. I didn't have this little filter even. And I would just do takes after takes after takes, and, you know, just grow more confident in the ability that, hey, you know, I might not be as good as I want to be right now, but I can definitely do what I can and work on that, on this craft. And eventually I got the chaotic eyeball. I would record in my room sometimes, but, you know, I got family moving around. There's still some noise. So eventually I got this vocal booth about a year ago. And although it's been a lot of work, you know, I know it's not the easiest solution, but if you can, it makes a world of a difference. And the key thing is just keep investing in your dreams. Keep investing in what you want to do. Don't end up giving yourself an excuse of why you can't do something, because I'm letting you right now know that even if you're lost in a point, but you have an idea of where you want to go, just try and be resourceful. Try and do what you can. I started, you know, recording on the phone in my car, and I've worked up to this, and I look forward to eventually having some crazy studios and just being a master of my craft and music production. Let's get on to the new gear that we got. Alright, so for this first item, I got this Gator framework guitar seat. I just was looking for something compact that I can fit into the booth. I know the space in the booth is a little limited, and I saw this one, dimensions seem well, so I decided to go for this one. A big plus size to this is if I ever have someone to come record live strings. It's got a guitar holder, super easy to assemble. It's got 3 parts. You literally screw on with your hand, and it feels secure, it feels sturdy, well built, feels super comfortable. I got a chance to sit on it before I did this video, and let's check it out in the booth. This is how it looks. Again, super compact, perfect size. And on the second box, we got all the audio recording gear I'm excited for. Let me show you. Alright, first up, we got Beyerdynamic DT7070 closed back headphones. I got these specifically for recording. I have a pair of the 1990s I use for mixing and mastering. We'll come back to this one. This is a shock mount for the microphone. We got our auxiliary cables. We got a route. I got a 25-foot cable to link everything to the booth, to connect to the headphones. And this I'm pretty excited about. I've never had an audio interface yet. I've used the one on the machine. This is the Complete Control 6 from Native Instruments. We'll talk about more of that in a second. And then this one I think was the one that cost me the most out of these purchases, and I'm super excited about this one. So this is the Neumann TLM 102. It's one of the cheapest, or one of their cheaper versions of their microphone, but that's not to take away from the sound quality. This thing is amazing. I've seen the reviews on YouTube. The sound, unbelievable. This is the gear right here, and we'll come back to that in a second. We're gonna go to the third package first. Alright, for this, I wanted something to have in the booth. I wanted a stand I can put the Machine MK3 on, something that wasn't crazy big. So at first I was a little hesitant. I wanted a podium, but I would look at these stands. I'm not sure exactly what brand this is, but everything's gonna be linked in the description. And I was wrong. I thought they would make some noise, but this one specifically here, it's got some weight to it. Again, feels super sturdy, easy to build. This one's got pretty cool features. You can tilt the angle to face you at a degree, and I believe the table expands to 32 inches. So whether you need it compact in a moment, or you got a little bit more you got to put on there of gear for a second, it expands. It's the Machine on there. Looks super sleek. This is it in the booth. I think it's a great size for it. Alright, we're gonna get to the audio gear right here. So this is the first audio interface I own. I did a couple research to look into what I should start off with. I thought this was a good entry point. It's on the cheaper side of audio interfaces, especially this one with how many inputs and outputs it has. Previously I had just used the Machine MK3 audio interface. That was good enough for just the headphones. But getting ready for the microphone and getting ready to, just take it up a notch, decided to get this right here. Right out the box, it looks super sleek. And I like the fact that it's got 6 inputs, 6 outputs. I like the fact that you can connect 2 headphones at a time. Somebody recording can monitor what they're saying, what they're recording, as well as the person mixing in the other room. Alright, back to these DT7070 Pros. So these are one of the cheaper versions they have, which is not to take away again from their sound. The only difference is they don't have a replaceable cable, and the build's a little different. I know the other ones use a bit more metal on the back. Like I said, I had the 1990s for specifically mixing and mastering. Alright, and now to the big purchase right here, the Neumann TLM 102. I got this one in the matte black. I just thought it looked a little sleeker. It came with its own it came with its own microphone holder, but I've learned that the shock mount actually makes a difference from taking any vibrations the microphone might pick up. And from the reviews I've seen on YouTube, this one has just a warm sound that's easy to mix in if you got your recording environment set up right. So this is a Sennheiser MK4 shock mount. Now this one wasn't specifically made for the Neumann, but I did a bit of research, and for the price and build, this one works with the Neumann, and the quality is pretty good. It feels pretty heavy. Feels like this thing's gonna last a good couple of years. And this is me setting it up. Pretty easy. Oh, beautiful right there. Love that shot. And then we got our microphone cables, 25 foot from Mogami, all routing into the box. And this is me stepping into the new setup. And then this voiceover right here has been done with the setup with the Neumann, the headphones, and I'm just amazed by it. And hopefully we take this channel to somewhere amazing. I want to thank everybody for watching this far. If you enjoyed this content, if you're inspired by it, if you look forward to the next upgrade for the studio, just make sure you subscribe. Comment any questions you have about the gear. I'll try and answer them. And just make sure you check the descriptions for any of the gear you're interested in. And thank you. Have a good day.